What is going on, guys? Monty Webby here, back again on Wednesday. An 8-game slate here tonight. Some more weather concerns in these two games here. Tampa Bay, Baltimore, and Arizona, Philly. It looks like they should be able to be played, though. But just keep an eye on that throughout the day to stay updated and make sure those games are good to go before you go anyone in there. But I got my money six of my favorite players that I love on the slate. Some good value with the hitters, especially. And we're going to be paying up for some pitchers. So go ahead and drop a like in the video before we get going. Let's try to get over 75 likes. If we can do that, I'd greatly appreciate it. Yeah, let's just hop into the video. Without further ado, Clayton Kershaw, $1,400. We're paying a friggin' fortune for this guy. But like I always say, I like to go safety at pitching, and Kershaw is just the best option by a mile. If you don't look at the price, its upside is like 30 plus, maybe even 40 DraftKings points in this matchup against Miami. Miami hasn't been too bad against lefties, but they haven't seen the likes of Clayton Kershaw yet this year, and Kershaw has a number in small kind of a decent amount BVP sample, actually, a 149 average against them and 71 plate appearances. So that's definitely solid. And he's coming off a very disappointing game against Washington last game where he let up 9 hits, only 10 DraftKings points. So I think he'll bounce back pretty nicely from that one. Able to get some more strikeouts. Washington hit him harder than I thought he would. And he actually was pretty efficient in that game, producing a lot of ground balls, but just kept on giving up hits and couldn't get those strikeouts as much as we're accustomed to from Kershaw. So against Miami, Vegas is projecting 2.2 runs for this Marlins lineup. So they're expecting Kershaw to go absolutely nuclear in this matchup and probably get like 30 plus DraftKings points if he lets up less than 2 runs and gets the strikeouts he is definitely capable of in this matchup. Like we've seen that against Arizona, 40 DraftKings points. And this is a much worse lineup compared to Arizona. So go ahead and lock him in there. Normally he's better in LA. But for my second guy, another lefty here, Eduardo Rodriguez. He's been pitching very well in the last 2 games. Against Baltimore, 27 DraftKings points with 8 Ks. Against Tampa Bay, his command wasn't there and he wasn't very efficient. But that was his first start of the year. Only 12 DraftKings points. But against the LA, that's a very good lineup against lefties in general, like Mike Trout, Upton, Pujols in there. And he had a solid outing, 6 innings, only allowed 3 hits, but did allow that home run and 5 Ks. So that's a pretty good outing against LA. And he's going against a Toronto lineup that isn't very scary without Josh Donaldson. And they're mostly right-handed batters. But the thing with Eduardo Rodriguez, throughout his career, he's actually better against right-handed batters, so that's good for his stake against his Toronto team. And Boston's lineup and just their bats in general have been pretty cold recently. So against Anibal Sanchez, the right-handed pitcher in Toronto, I think they can get it going and get this W for Eduardo to get his 3rd on the year. And Rodriguez has had great strikeout stuff, a 30% K rate on this season. He's producing a lot of swinging strikes, meaning that pitches that he's throwing for strikes, hitters aren't even able to hit, so his stuff has been very good. So at 7,600, I like him a lot in this matchup. I think he can get 20 plus DraftKings points and some savings off the other options at the second starting pitcher, so you can still get a couple, maybe like 1 or 2 elite bats. So go ahead and lock him in there. And now let's move on to the hitters. My first guy is going to be Lucas Duda. A nice value here at 3,200 going against Milwaukee. And the thing here is that Duda has just been atrocious against left-handed pitchers on this season. But against righties, he's still been pretty solid. Hasn't been able to hit for the power that he quite did last year and just like the last few years. But against Chachin, however you say his name, the pitcher for Milwaukee, he is currently 4 for 7 with a double and 2 home runs against him. So he definitely has that power capability in this matchup against them. And just looking at his ability against right-handed pitchers last year, he had 298 ISO, which is very, very good, and a 43% hard hit rate against them. So he had some great pop against righties, and a guy that he has dominated before. Small sample size, I know that, but like still, that's absolute domination in that small sample. So I think he can get an extra base hit, maybe even a home run in this matchup again off him. So go ahead and lock him in there. And at 3,200 for a guy that has that power upside seems a little bit too cheap, but we're going to go back to the Rangers lineup. They disappointed me last night with Joey Gallo and DESHIELDS, but that's DFS. That can happen any single night. Triggs was pitching pretty well for Oakland, but they got a worse pitcher on the mound in Kendall Graveman, and this is going to be another park downgrade for Graveman. Going to Texas, there's some great hitting conditions again here in Texas. Pretty hot, pretty humid, and some wind blowing to center field. So SHIN-SOO Choo, I think, can have some good upside in this spot. He should be second in the order. And the thing with Graveman, he's been very bad against any like hitter this year. Has been allowing a lot of hard contact and a lot of home runs. He's allowed a 3.1 home runs per 9 already on the season. The left-handed batters. And SHIN-SOO Choo, his BVP isn't great against Graveman. He's like 3 for 16, but he does have 2 home runs and 16 at bats off him. So he has that power capability against them. And Choo had a 246 ISO, actually 246 ISO against right-handed pitchers this year. So he's hitting some nice power. All 5 of his home runs have came against the right-handed pitchers. And like I said, there's some great hitting conditions here. It's pretty cheap for a Rangers lineup that is projected 5 runs. So I'm going to go with SOO Choo there at 3,600. Nice little value guide. For my third hitter, I'm going to go with BRAUN. A little bit more expensive here at 4,400. But another guy, crazy good BVP against Jason Hamill, who has reverse split. So he's actually a right-handed pitcher. Worse against right-handed batters. BRAUN has seen him a lot, so he shouldn't be throwing up any pitches that Hamill has. He's 11 for 31 with the double and 4 home runs off Jason Hamill. And he should be in this third spot in the lineup for the Brewers. They're projected 4.7 runs. And Hamill, he's been okay this year. He's been not allowing many home runs, but I think against this Milwaukee lineup, they have great power. I think they can get to him pretty easily, especially those right-handed batters and maybe even the lefties with Travis Shaw and Eric Thames. So BRAUN, some good capability here to get a few RBIs in that third spot. He's not bad. I mean, he is better against left-handed pitchers, but he's not bad against righties. And with that BVP, it's great. Hamill has those reverse splits, so you can definitely take a hold of him in this matchup. And he's been hitting pretty well recently, 19, 9, and 21 in 3 out of the last 4 games. So go ahead and lock him in there. And that leaves you with 34.40 remaining per player. Not too bad. We're going to go with a similar face as our value guy, DELINO DESHIELDS at 3,200. He kind of disappointed me yesterday. But the thing was, he wasn't getting on base much. And the one time he did, of course, there was already a guy on first. So he hit a single, and then he was stuck on first without that capability to steal a base. Well, the thing is, against Graveman, like I said, he hasn't been pitching well at all. And DESHIELDS has been pretty solid in a small BVP against him. 4 for 7 with the stolen base. So if he can just get one of those hits at the top of the order, they're projected 5 runs, like I mentioned. He can get up to 5 at bats if they can just hit the ball. And if he can get on base, he can steal a base. So at 3,200, some good upside, top of the order. Could have get up to 5 at bats, has that stolen base ability. So just get on base for us once, DELINO, and get that stolen base. He's fast as lightning. Go ahead and lock him in there. So that leaves you at 3,500 remaining per player. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. You got Kershaw, Rodriguez, that lefty duo, then DUDA, Choo, BRAUN, great power upside, then that speed in DELINO. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, got anything out of value. Be sure to leave a like, 70 plus or 75 plus likes. Greatly appreciate that. Show your support to the channel. I can keep these videos coming to you every single day. And subscribe if you haven't to get these plays every single day if you're new here. MLB winning plays. Kind of disappointing last night. Vince Velasquez got up to a good start through 2 innings. He had like 4 Ks and then just fell apart. Again, like he struggled against the bottom of the D-backs lineup. So it was like a reverse night for him. He was able to get the strikeouts, but he couldn't strike out Alex Avila, who's been absolutely atrocious on the year, and couldn't strike out Jared Dyson. So weird night from him. But these pitchers seem a bit more safe and have that good upside again here. So good luck tonight, guys. 8-game slate. Be cautious about that weather, like I mentioned. Stay updated with it. No, these guys are in the weather, but just in case you want to go anyone else, yeah, we'll see you guys back here again tomorrow. Good luck.